Coach, I know you've been talking for months. You love your young players. When you looked out there in the final play of the game, and Josh is out there trying to make a play against one of the top wide receivers in the league, do you have a little nervousness for him? Or
not at all, because that was one of the reasons why we drafted the 6'3.5" corner with the long arms, is to be able to play that type of coverage when it's a critical situation. And for the young man to go out there and to execute the press technique the way he did it, I mean, it was really nice to see. And so he's up again this week. So let's see if we can stack it.
So how much confidence can just one play like that in a huge leverage moment be for a young player?
Big. I mean, so the other day we were actually showing our 2 minutes and showing plays. And right before we started talking about the 2 minute, actually, Don DeLessio put Josh Williams' play up on the board, and he just basically showed everyone, hey, this is what you want to do if we call man-to-man, and that was, a big moment for that young man in front of the defensive group. Of course, he started grinning from ear to ear, so it builds confidence for sure, especially against a player like Adams.
Dave, how did McDuffie look in practice yesterday?
Yesterday we were just kind of, going through it pretty slow. Today it'll be a great test to see him go and pick it up full speed. And I asked him, has he opened up and had full speed bursts? And he said yes. So it's going to be interesting to see today.
Is it realistic to think he could play on
Yes,
Sunday?
I think so. And I know Coach Reed will be able to answer that better. But I'm praying and hoping, my fingers crossed, that he's able to go out there.
Mentally, it's got to be tough for a young guy to finally get a chance to play in the NFL, and then all of a sudden he can't for a while. What's he been showing you in the meeting rooms and all that stuff that makes you feel like he's going to jump right back in?
The fact that he continues to take notes, and I'm calling on him, asking him questions because everyone in the room, I tell them, you all are starters. Everyone's a starter. So don't sit here and think that your number cannot be called. And McDuffie, from the day one of his injuries, he has been in the meeting rooms and he's been taking notes and he's been able to answer the questions for the game plan. And one of the things that we do in the DB room is we give each young player a segment of the game plan to go study. And so one of his segments is first and second down and third down study. And so he's able to give feedback to the room. So he's staying on top of it.
Dave, is it harder for younger guys to get the zone concepts? Especially on pre and post snap, and just how do you feel like that's gone through these first 5 games?
Absolutely. That's the hardest thing to teach the young guys is the zone concepts, because when you're going from 2 to 3 to 4, those guys are trying to remember and execute the techniques based off of alignments and splits. It's easier to have guys just go play man, although it's not easy as far as defeating the guy in front of you, but it's a little easier. That's my guy, I'm good. But zone concepts, condensed splits versus wide splits, 3D clue technique versus 3D press, and so all the little zone concepts are a lot tougher.
Is there a successful moment that you can sort of reference to, and is there more moments where you're sort of on the night wondering how it's going to factor?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I think when you look at McDuffie and you look at even Jalen Watson, some of the zone techniques that they've executed as young players in this league, switching from 2 to 3 within the down, there's a couple of plays that I could easily reference. And I'd love to make a cut up for you, but hey, these guys have been in positions to understand, and one of the things I'm proud of is hasn't been the MEs on the back end, the mental errors. And so that's been big. I even showed them clips today of Allen running around, scrambling to throw downfield, big plays, and staying with your man. And so, but when you're talking about zone concepts, I mean, these guys have done a great job of understanding splits and what these receivers are going to do off of their releases with type of formations.
Couple more.
How hard is it for when you got a guy like Josh Allen that's going to run around, make plays, and also when he does come out of the backfield running, you got a freight train coming at you, right? It's in the little guy scatting around, the safeties to try to stay home and not maybe bite to come up and.
Extremely hard. One of the things that I spoke to the entire defense about today as we presented third down was I went through game 1 all the way up to this game, and I talked about each quarterback and specifically went down and talked about the number 1 picks that we've played against. the one guy who wasn't a number 1 pick is a Hall of Famer, the best quarterback to ever play the game that we played in Tampa. And I said, so all these guys have a skill set that we have to understand that they're going to bring to the table. Okay, what is Josh Allen's? His skill set is he has probably one of the strongest arms. And then when he starts to run, if he sees an open lane, he's hitting it, no hesitation. And so when you get in that situation, whereas he's running at you, you have to make sure that you tackle him properly. And so, and this is a big man at 235 pounds, whatever the sheet may say, the guy is big. But you have to make sure you hit him in the strike zone, which is, of course, chest down to the waist. And so, but this young man has a tremendous skill set that I think he's probably going to be one of the best that we've faced thus far. So we're looking forward to the test.
I do. One more. They turned it over a few times. He's got a few picks here or there. How hard is it to trick him into getting to throw it the wrong place? Is he there, like, Brady's really hard on that, obviously. Is he up in that area yet? Because I don't know if he gets enough credit for stuff like that.
You know what? He is, because, one, he has such a quick release. And when he sees and he knows where he wants to go with the ball gets there very quickly. And so whether you're doubling the guy or whether you're playing zone, sometimes he'll just zip the ball in there, knowing that maybe he should not have made that particular throw, but his arm is so strong that he's able to actually get the ball in places that most quarterbacks cannot. So as far as tricking him with coverages and things of that nature, it is pretty hard. You want to disguise and you want to do certain things, but they also have an element to the offense where it's a little tempo. And so you have to make sure that you're in position to be ready to make sure that you can get to your spot. But smart young man, again, I think he's probably going to be the best that we've faced this season thus far. So,
Thanks, everyone.
all right. Thank you.